Okay, real talk. You're sitting outside on a beautiful summer evening. The sky's perfect, the vibe is immaculate. And then that tiny little demon lands on your arm and ruins everything. We've all been there, and we've all had the same thought. What if mosquitoes just didn't exist? Well, today we're actually answering that, and I promise you, the answer is way weirder, way scarier, and honestly a little bit hilarious than you'd expect. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might actually feel sorry for mosquitoes. Might. No promises. Let's start with what everyone's thinking. No more mosquitoes means no more itching. No more slapping yourself in the face at 2 a.m. No more putting on bug spray that somehow smells like a gas station and still doesn't work. No more sitting at a barbecue looking like you're doing a full-body interpretive dance just to keep them off. Pure bliss, right? And here's the big one. No more mosquito-borne diseases. Mosquitoes are responsible for more human deaths every single year than any other animal on the planet. More than sharks, more than lions, more than your neighbor's aggressive golden retriever. We're talking malaria, dengue fever, yellow fever, Zika virus, West Nile virus. The list goes on. Hundreds of thousands of people, mostly children, die from diseases spread by mosquitoes. So if they disappeared overnight, millions of lives saved, billions of dollars in healthcare costs gone. Entire regions of the world that are currently almost unlivable because of mosquito-borne illness would suddenly open up. That sounds incredible, like genuinely one of the best things that could ever happen. So why aren't scientists just wiping them out? That's where things get interesting. Here's a question for you. What eats mosquitoes? A lot of things, actually. And this is where we have to slow down and think. Birds eat them, bats eat them, fish eat them, frogs and other amphibians eat them, spiders, dragonflies, beetles. Basically, anything that's small and hungry has had a mosquito snack at some point. Now, none of these animals eat only mosquitoes. They'd survive. But here's the sneaky thing. When one food source vanishes overnight, it doesn't just affect the animals eating it, it sends a ripple through the whole ecosystem. Let's talk about bats for a second. Because bats are secretly one of the coolest animals on Earth, and they deserve more credit. Some species of bats eat thousands of mosquitoes in a single night. That's basically their whole dinner plan. If mosquitoes vanish, bats don't go extinct, but their populations would drop. And bats do something incredibly important. They pollinate plants and control other insect populations. Less bats equals more crop damage equals your grocery bill goes up. You thought you were just swatting a mosquito. You were actually protecting your avocado toast. Who knew? And fish, especially small fish like mosquito fish, minnows, and certain species of salmon, rely heavily on mosquito larvae floating on the surface of water. Those fish get eaten by bigger fish. Those bigger fish get eaten by even bigger fish. Suddenly, entire fisheries are impacted. The fishing industry takes a hit. Coastal communities that depend on fishing, their whole way of life shifts, all because of a tiny bug smaller than your thumbnail. Okay, here's the part nobody talks about, and I need you to really stay with me here, because this one's genuinely shocking. Mosquitoes pollinate plants. I know, it feels wrong to even say it, but it's true. While we mostly think about bees when it comes to pollination, mosquitoes, especially the males, who don't even bite by the way, visit flowers and transfer pollen. There are some plants in the Arctic tundra that depend almost entirely on mosquitoes for pollination. One of them is a type of orchid called the blunt-leaved orchid. Without mosquitoes, it would likely disappear. And here's where it gets even weirder. In the Arctic, mosquitoes are so numerous, we're talking trillions of them, that they actually influence the behavior of large animals like caribou. Caribou herds change their migration routes specifically to avoid clouds of mosquitoes. Those migration patterns affect which plants get grazed, which land gets trampled, which seeds get spread. Take away the mosquitoes, and the caribou wander differently. The landscape literally changes. You're starting to see it, right? This tiny, annoying, evil little insect is somehow pulling strings across entire ecosystems like some kind of microscopic puppet master. Now let's talk about us, humans, because we'd be affected in some surprising ways too. The mosquito repellent and insecticide industry is worth billions of dollars globally. DEET, citronella candles, those little coil things that smoke on your porch, gone. A lot of jobs in that industry, gone, overnight. Research labs studying mosquito-borne diseases would shift focus. Thousands of scientists whose entire career is dedicated to fighting malaria would need to pivot. That's not necessarily bad, but it's a huge disruption. And here's a funny one. Think about how many movies, books, and songs reference mosquitoes. Summer wouldn't quite feel the same without complaining about them. Camping trips would lose a whole dimension of suffering that honestly bonds people together. Nothing makes a group of strangers become friends faster than everyone getting eaten alive together at dusk. Mosquitoes are annoying, yes, but they're also universal. Every culture on Earth has a word for them. They've been buzzing around humans for 100 million years. In some weird way, they're part of us. So what actually happens if mosquitoes disappeared overnight? The honest answer is, we don't totally know, and that's what makes it so fascinating. Most scientists think the ecosystem would adapt. Other insects would fill the pollination gaps, fish and birds would shift to other food sources. Life, as it always does, would find a way. But there would be consequences. Some species would struggle. Some ecosystems, especially in the Arctic and in tropical wetlands, would change in ways we can't fully predict. The world wouldn't end, but it wouldn't be a clean, simple win either. What is clear is this: mosquitoes, as much as we hate them, are not random. They've been on this planet for 100 million years. They survived the dinosaur extinction. They've outlasted ice ages. They are, against every reasonable expectation, really good at existing. That's kind of impressive. Annoying, but impressive. So next time a mosquito lands on you, and I'm not saying don't slap it, absolutely slap it, but maybe for just 1 second, think about the fact that this tiny little creature has somehow woven itself into the fabric of life on Earth in ways we're still figuring out. Or don't. Slap it. You've earned it. If you want more what-if videos like this, smash that like button and subscribe, because we've got a whole list of bizarre, brain-melting questions just like this one lined up. Next week's topic?
Comment down.
See you next time. Don't get bitten.